What's up, everybody? It's Mikhail Casanova back at you with another car vlog joyride episode. I kind of wanted to do this video because I wanted to answer some questions. I constantly get this a lot. A lot of people want to know, how do I get into YouTube? How do I get into reviewing games? How do I get into working with companies? And it's not, I personally don't feel like it's a very complicated process. I mean, we got Google. A lot of this stuff you can just Google how to start. But what I've noticed is a lot of people, they want to get into reviewing games. And I'm going to kind of tailor this towards reviewing games, or, it's going to be YouTube, but reviewing games is the overall theme. And a lot of people want to get into, YouTube or gaming YouTube and reviewing games. And the first thing they want to do is just go to the top companies. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have proof of work, you got something that establishes a track record of the quality of how you would review, your notoriety, your ability to present, are you marketable? What is your audience? What is your reach? Now, more often than not, I've seen this time and time again where people will go after big companies first, and in doing that, they ultimately get upset or annoyed that these bigger companies don't respond. You gotta think about it. That's like saying you're gonna go and you're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna go ahead and just start pumping 300 pounds on the bench press, but you haven't even worked your way up to being able to bench 50 pounds, Work with the analogy. You got to work your way to that. Now, some companies are willing to work with you to grow, to be able to review stuff. Some companies will definitely work with you, especially if you're smaller, you're new to doing all this. And I found that if you work with these indie companies or smaller, AA companies will definitely work with you on a higher percentage than AAAs will. AAAs, typically, if you're not like a Dreamcast guy or someone major, or if you don't have like a unique angle that you're coming at doing reviews and stuff for, then 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to be able to get a review copy or review code for something from these AAA companies. But when it comes to smaller companies, you got companies that are AA or, AA studios, indie studios. They're quick to work with you because a lot of these companies don't have marketing departments. Or if they do, they don't have to the extent that a lot of the bigger companies do. So they're also trying to get as many eyes on the product that they're pushing out, that they're selling. And so it's funny because I tell a lot of up-and-coming content creators and YouTubers, you gotta start somewhere. And it's good to work with smaller companies and get that under your belt, work with them, use that as a method of refining your craft. And a lot of these indie games are really surprisingly great. And a lot of them go unnoticed because of mainstream marketing appeal. You got a lot of people that are purely looking at only going for AAA games. Like there's the in my opinion, what I call I can't think of the word of it. People that only want to play what's popular. And so you got a lot of people out there like that. But if you work with these smaller companies, man, network with them, get to know them on a personal basis, first name basis. Do quality work with them. I'm telling you now, that goes a long way. I've worked with a lot of smaller companies, indie devs. I've worked with a lot of AAA studios, AA studios. And I'm telling you now, working with them, man, does that open a lot of doors. It's truly amazing. I mean, there are things that I have been able to do in working with companies like NIS America, working with Nicalis, working with Team 17. There's a whole lot of companies that you can work with, and they have amazing products, amazing games. And this doesn't only apply to video game companies. This can apply to, the tech ones as well. So like if you want to get into reviewing phones, you can reach out to companies like Huawei, like there are ways to do that. And that's the other thing I kind of want to talk about is marketing and branding. You got to be able to market yourself. You got to be able to network with these companies and get your name out there. And I see a lot of people that are trying, and this kind of correlates to my most recent video where I was saying that a lot of YouTubers try to be the next someone else when you should just be the first you. And, I got to give a shout out to my boy, Avedon Smith, for something he said that was actually very true. And it's that, you can take and innovate something that's working really good and then craft it and make it your own. And that's something that a lot of people I see struggle to do. But you got to market yourself, your brand. You are a brand. When you put yourself in front of a camera and you put your work out there, that's your brand. You got to come at it with a unique style and flavor that's unique to you. Be you. YouTube is about you. That hence YouTube. So market yourself, have your own swag when it comes to what you're putting out, and just make it so that when they think of a certain thing, they think of you. Case in point, branding and marketing, right? When people think of Hawaii and YouTube or Hawaii YouTuber, I've been branded and I've self-branded myself as Hawaii's favorite YouTuber. Does that make that true? You know what? It is what it is. Either it is or it isn't. I don't really care if people like it or dislike it, but it's a branding, it's a marketing tool. So when people think of it, Hawaii's favorite YouTuber, boom, Mikkel. Same thing with the Casanova podcast, which that is the #1 podcast in Hawaii. When people think of Hawaii's #1 podcast, boom, Mikkel Casanova. That's the guy who does the Casanova podcast. You got to have your own unique shtick in a way. So when it comes to like you're marketing yourself, marketing your brand, and then just networking, it's amazing to me. I see a lot of people that when I hear from a lot of people, they reach out to me like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I can give you the tools. I can give you everything, all the connections I have that I've built over the last 2 years. I have been working with video game companies and tech companies and various brands and companies in general. I can give you all that, but what does it do for you if I'm just giving you all that versus you reaching out, you connecting with these people, connecting with Sega, connecting with Sony, connecting with Microsoft, connecting with the PR teams? What does it do for you if you don't put in your own work, your own grind, and learn how to do something on your own? It doesn't help you. That's like the old saying, you can give a man a fish and feed him a day, or you can teach him how to fish and feed him for a lifetime. I can point folks in the right direction. But what I often see is a lot of people that they got the hand stuck out, and I'm not trying to take shots at anybody. It's just something I see, and I don't quite understand it. So don't be that person. If you want to grow, and I see a lot of people that hate on other YouTubers or content creators who are doing well, and they have this air of negativity about them. If you want to grow, network, market, brand. Those are the 3 things I can say. If you want to work with these companies, reach out to them on social media, via email, get on a PR list. Those are things you can do. And never, and my friend Xander says this all the time, you never compare yourself to another content creator, another YouTuber. Because if you keep doing that, that's a quick way to burn out and be depressed. Do your own thing. Don't try to be anyone else. Network, brand, market, any combination, any order of those 3. Reach out to these companies. Work with them. If you want to get in the industry, you want to do your own thing, There you go. And the last part, I hear a lot of people say, how do I get started? What do I need? The only thing you need is yourself and either a phone or a computer. That's it. Start. That's the best advice I can give you, is start. You will figure it out along the way. You can have all the equipment, all the cameras, all the phones, everything you need. But if you don't start, it does you no good. Anyway, that's the video. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you like this video, let me know. If you don't, tell me why. Your prerogative. But catch you in the next one.